Welcome back to the Montana Garage. Brad here. It is Memorial Day 2025. So before we talk about anything else, hopefully, I know it'll be after Memorial Day before you see this, but hopefully you had a good Memorial Day weekend. You went camping or fishing or dirt biking or hot rodding or drag racing or whatever it is you like to do. What's your day off? But hopefully you also took a minute to remember our fallen brothers and sisters who paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we can do these fun things. I can come out here and work on my junk cars, and you can do whatever it is you like to do. And we don't have to be like a slave to some communist government or something or whatever. Just take a second. I'm a former Army guy, so hopefully, I like to remind people why we're here, how we got to where we are. And a lot of people aren't here because of fighting for what we have. So there's that. I am out here, and you would like to think that maybe this car is pulled forward further than normal because I was out, doing burnouts and doing crazy stuff in it, and then that's just where I parked it. But that's not the case. It's I still haven't done anything since the last video. I still have my wiring mess on the ground, on the bench. My tools are still everywhere. My clutch switch is where we left off, and that's exactly where we left off. I have not touched it. I haven't even picked up the tools. So I have not been doing what I need to do, not because I don't want to, but finding time for everything is a challenge. I have been working on it's pulled forward because I've had the nose of my Ford PowerStroke work truck in there the last 2 days. I had to replace the oil cooler seals, and I had to replace the power steering pump, and then I still have to. I think I got a caliper hung up, and then the power steering pump I replaced yesterday. It isn't working very good still. I tried bleeding it last night, but I need to do some more of that, and I think I'm going to flush it because it's not really working that great, but I think it'll be fine. I got to bleed it and flush it and work on them brakes. So that's unfortunately, what I have to do today. I may show you some of that. I may not. And as soon as I get done with that, then I can get back on this. And what's the story with this? Well, like I said, it's Memorial Day. So there's 20 days until Big Sky Race Week. And I don't know, I've been kind of walking around the shop. You haven't seen, there's no big engine crate hiding anywhere. No, I don't see it over there. And I think I showed you the big gaping hole right here. So yeah, 20 days, I still don't have my engine back. So the good news is it is on the way. They shipped it last week, and I should, according to the tracking, I'll see it on Thursday, but when they shipped it the first time, the tracking said Thursday, and it didn't get here till Monday or something. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. So I'm going to be up against the wire again. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, really, putting this all back together. I've got all the little kinks worked out. I've done all the rewiring things and moving things and mounting different things or whatever to make it all work before. So it should just kind of be plug and play, but there's always stuff that comes up. But the problem I'm going to have is, so there's only 2 more weekends, right? Yeah, 20 days. So there's 2 more weekends, and I got to be out of town for a graduation next weekend, and then I'm out of town to travel with my daughter for an event the next weekend. So I don't have any more weekends. And then the weekend after that, I got to go racing. So it's going to be late nights after work and trying to scramble to get this done. The trap I can feel myself falling into right now is the same trap I was in last year at this time. I got, a list of stuff I got to get done. I'm running out of time. I'm trying to make videos. And last year, if you guys have been around long enough to know that I kind of just disappeared off the face of YouTube for 6 months because I just got too busy to deal with it, or not to deal with it, or to make time for it. I got to focus my energy, obviously, on my real job and my family and stuff like that. So YouTube is kind of I wish I could focus more time on it, and I need to be better at focusing more time on it, but there's only so much time a guy has, right? So what I'm going to try to do is I want to try to not just totally disappear off the face of YouTube and ghost you guys for 6 months again. So the videos might change a little bit. Maybe they'll be better. Who knows? I mean, I got to do something different probably to see if I could get this thing to grow. But that's the other thing, share, subscribe, tell a friend. If this thing were to grow a little bit more and I could, I don't really make any money from this. I do, but it's very, very, it's minimal. So that's why it's hard to focus too much time on it. Obviously, I know if you focus more time, blah, 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 I know how it works, but I don't have the time right now. So long story short, too late for that. I know I'm going to try to just do maybe as I'm scrambling to do this stuff, maybe just some little update videos so I at least don't disappear and you guys can see what's going on. You can see that I'm going to make it or not going to make it. And then obviously we'll try to do a good Big Sky Race Week video this year. And then I have kind of the same schedule I had last year. As soon as I get back, I really shouldn't go because I have a job in the middle of a big job it's going to have a tough deadline. So I'm going to go, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to be like working 7 days a week, days and nights and whatever, weekends, to try to get caught up. And then I'm busy all summer already. So I want to try to keep this thing going. So hopefully we can still make some more longer format videos, like finishing out a whole project, or, you know, a section of a project or whatever. But a lot of them might just be like, okay, this is what we're doing today, this is what we did yesterday, and then I'll see you tomorrow. That kind of stuff. I don't know. We'll see what it turns into. But like I said, I got to get this dang work truck pulled in here and get that done. I wanted to have this. I haven't driven it again. I wanted to get I got a couple more wiring things to do. My surge tank is still in that box. I wanted to get that figured out before this came back, but some stuff came up and I lost time. So what do you do? Anyways, we're still going to work on this. We still got a few days until that comes. So let's get this truck done. Maybe I have some time today to get at least that clutch switch wired. And then at that point, I can get the seats back in there. And then maybe we can go for another short drive and see how things are working. I haven't messed with the fuel system yet, you know, or the plumbing the line. So that would be next on the list. But I do kind of just want to drive it again. So fingers crossed we can make that happen. Let's go. Well, that was a disaster as usual. Here's my aftermath. But I think I got the old Power Stroke back in shape. We had a stuck caliper and all the brakes were garbage. So because of the stuck caliper, this was the crunching noise I was hearing, the grinding noise. So we got one new caliper, 2 new rotors, all new pads. And then this is the aftermath of the transmission fluid. Well, it's transmission fluid, but it's from power steering system in here uses transmission fluid, and that was burping the air out. And then I recycled it through and flushed the system, I guess it's called. So it seems like it's working pretty good. Went around the block. Well, I went around the block before I flushed the system, and I'm a little concerned. I didn't realize I burped this much out, but I don't know where else it's coming from. It doesn't seem to be leaking once I have it running here. So I must have just, when I started flushing it, I turned the wheel a few times, and it kind of spits it out when you do that. And made a huge mess. But now I got to clean that up. I'm going to go wash all the transmission fluid off of everything under there once I get this cleaned up. And then if I have time, well, I got to clean all this up, and then we'll start working on this thing again, try to get that clutch switch in. I don't even know really how to start with this. I guess I should go steal some of Moose's kitty litter. I'll probably just try to wipe it up. All right, well, we got that main mess from the truck work all cleaned up. I haven't really messed with this mess, but that can stay till later. Cleaned that all up. Ran to the car wash to wash off all the transmission fluid that I'd spilled and everything. And then while I was there, I went ahead and gave the old work truck its semi-annual, or like once every 2 years or so, I wash it, whether it needs it or not. And so I washed it all up. It's just an old work truck. But trying to get some maintenance done because I do want to get a couple more years out of it for work if I can. Can you guys even see me with that sunlight back there? I'm not. It's only got 456,000 miles on it, so it's got a lot of life in it. We want to get some more use out of it. I still got a few more things I got to do, but the oil cooler leak, replacing the power steering pump were the big things, and I guess the brake problem. So no leaks, and the brakes and the steering seem to work great. So super successful, other than, as usual, things fought me along the way, but we got her all done. So that's it for right now because it's dinner time. I'm going to run in the house and grab some grub, and then I may be back out to work on this clutch switch and keep going with that. Or I'm still trying to edit the last video that you guys haven't seen yet. So maybe I'll try to get that done so that video can get put out because it's been a minute as it seems happened. So anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. I'd like to get a few more subscribers if we could, so maybe this thing will start to grow again. But I need to be more consistent, which is a problem for me, apparently. Anyways, we'll be back. And well, bam! My big box is back with my big little small block in it. So let's see. Today is Thursday. I should have done some prep work here. Thursday, May 29th. So that means there's a few days left. I don't know how many days are left. 3 weeks or so. I got 3 weekends. This weekend, 2 more weekends, and then I'm supposed to go to race week. So I got plenty of time. I'm just, like I complained about before, I'm busy in that time. But This showed up yesterday afternoon. I didn't have time to do anything yesterday, and I just got home from work today, so I'm gonna try to get it out of the crate. And I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. I'll put the clutch and flywheel, clutch, bell housing, everything on it out here just because it's easier than doing it under the car. I'll probably go ahead and stab the transmission in because last time I had to fight with that. Then I ended up having to like depress the clutch a little bit and then it went right in. So then it was super easy to get it in under the car. It just went right in. And I don't want to do the fight under the car. So I'm going to do all that. The only thing that I don't like about this method is once I put the bell housing on there, it's really tight getting it in here over this bar. I was able to do it before with help, so I'm going to be kind of at the mercy of trying to get my son over here to help me. So we'll see when that happens. But anyways, that's what we're up to. I have nothing real crazy. I bought some new pressure plate and flywheel bolts. A lot of people say to reuse them. A lot of people say to don't. I don't know. I was ordering some stuff from Summit, so I got them. Some of you guys suggested I run header studs instead of just the header bolts, so I went ahead and got some of those. I've never even knew that was a thing, I guess, but a few of you guys said that, so I think there might be one or two tubes where this big flange bolt doesn't work, but I think the studs will work everywhere. Anyways, we'll find out. I don't know, I'll probably pipe in and show you guys some of this stuff, but you've already seen me do this it wasn't that long ago when I already did it. So I do have a new oil pan on there, so once we get it unboxed, we'll show you that. And I have a little bit of a concern with the oil pan fitting again, but time will tell. Oh, I guess I did talk to the guys at CNC Motorsports. They're the guys who built the motor. You know, they called me and said, we got it all back together, ready to ship, blah, blah, blah. And I asked them, like, well, did you find, like, the smoking gun? Did you find anything wrong? And they're like, no, everything looked fine. They just took the seal out and replaced it, I guess. But obviously, and I didn't ask them this, but they obviously didn't run it to check and make sure it still leaks because everything is still taped up exactly how I had it. So I guess they're confident that the leak was just a bad seal or whatever, even though they couldn't see anything wrong with it. I'll tell you, I'm honestly concerned that it's still going to leak because that's just my luck. And, you know, maybe it was leaking because something else, the undersized main or something wrong with the main cap or whatever. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but if it would have been me, I think I would have, obviously they got a run stand and stuff. I probably would have run it to make sure it wasn't leaking, but I guess they're confident. So hopefully their confidence works and is valid and it's going to work. And I'm not going to go through all this again, but let me get this box taken apart and figure out how to get moving forward. Got her out of the box and set up on the little stand backwards. So it's kind of got a little stability, and I'll put the clutch, flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, all that good stuff, bell housing, and transmission on. I don't know if I showed you guys this on the disassemble, but we got a little bit of oil in there. I cut it early, so it's not super bad. The clutch and flywheel didn't really get too much oil on them, so obviously I'll spray this off with like some brake cleaner or whatever, just like I'll clean that out with, but we're working on going back together. All right, it's been a while. I had to do some other stuff, as usual, story of my life, but I got this thing all together. Putting the transmission in fought me a little bit. I always just can't get it in that last little bit. So what I did last time, and it worked like a charm, was hook this here yellow strap on the clutch fork. Yeah, clutch fork. I wrapped around there, and then you pull the clutch back a little bit, and it just, you know, lines her up a little bit better, and she sucks right in. Now I know for sure the clutch is lined up good. It slides in and out pretty easy. So once I get it back under the car, should go in pretty easy. So obviously the transmission's coming back off, and then I'm pretty much ready to throw this thing on, but it's not going to happen tonight. It's getting late. I still got to go do a couple other things, and I really don't know how I'm going to do it tomorrow because I need some help. So my son's got to work, I think. I'll see if I can round somebody up. Otherwise, maybe I'll just do it myself. We'll see. Anyways, see you tomorrow. I'm back. Shocker, it is not the next day. The next day would have been Friday. It is now Sunday. So Friday, I had too much stuff to do. I didn't get a chance to get out here. Friday afternoon, we left to go to town to go to a graduation. And now it is Sunday evening, and I'm just now getting back. And so everything is how we left it. I thought my son was going to try to stick around and help me tonight when we got back from our little trip, but I guess I thought wrong. So it's 2 weeks from today is check-in for Rocky Mountain Race Week, or day zero, or check-in, whatever. We got to be there 2 weeks from today. So I don't have a lot of time to mess around. I mean, really, this shouldn't really take that long, right? But I got to work and I got other stuff. So I got to be out here when I can be. And like I said, I wanted to have somebody help me do this part, but I'm just going to have to go for it and finagle it and fight it. And I'm probably going to beat the firewall all up and whatever. I guess just an old race car, right? But we'll try to be careful. But I just can't. I have tomorrow off, so I can't like just wait until the end of tomorrow to have my son come over and help me when he gets off work, because I'm going to lose my whole day that I have to put this together. I should be able to have it running by tomorrow. So anyways, that's my story. I'm going to take it off the stand, put the engine mounts on, and start hoisting her up. I thought about trying to take this bar off, but there's a bunch of wiring connected to it back here, and there's wiring underneath it. So without having to disconnect the wiring, I'm only going to gain a little bit. I'm sure it would be easier, but I don't know. We did it before. I had help, but I probably should do that, but I'm going to try to do it without it. I don't know why. I'm lazy, stubborn. I just don't want to mess with the fender alignment and all that stuff again. I think we're ready for the carnage. I had to take the valve covers off because they do hit the firewall as it's going in and down. I learned that last time. See, I'm learning and I'm using that information. I took obviously the distributor cap off also. In a perfect world, like when I've done this before, I always would have the distributor out of there because I don't want to bang that and break it either, but it's all timed and I don't want to pull it out and mess with what they have her set up. And we got it in there like that before. I figured I'll go ahead and try to film this in real time in case we have something catastrophic happen. At least I'll have it on video. And if it all goes well, maybe this will speed up along the way. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Hello. I don't know how much of that you're going to see because Mrs. Montana Garage is out here helping me. And like I've said before, she does not want to be a big time YouTube star. So, well, bam. It wasn't too bad. I got most of it by myself. And then my wife just happened to come out and check on me. So she kind of helped me in the end, we still are kind of angling and dangling in. And she helped me hold things and let me know when stuff was hitting and that sort of thing. Had a little bit of trouble just getting the last motor mount bolt in, but she is in. And now the only really hard part is the transmission. I may struggle with that tonight, or that may wait till tomorrow, but we'll button up a little bit more of this. I think I'm going to end this video right here because I told you guys I'm trying to keep them shorter and get you guys some updates. So I know people have been asking me about what's the situation with the engine. Well, that's the situation. We're 2 weeks away from race week. Engine's back in the car. So unless we have any issues, I'll have it hopefully running tomorrow. But we still got to I only got like 200 miles on this thing. It's supposed to have like 500 miles on it and then change the fluid in the transmission and stuff. So, oh, and the good news is I was worried about the oil pan because they switched oil pans and it's fatter up here. So I was kind of worried about hitting right here. Plenty of room. You guys see that right there? Plenty of room. That's what I was worried about. And now the sump is longer but skinnier. I haven't turned the wheels yet, but I know it's going to clear. So we are in the money on that. So anyways, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. I'll start another video right away and hopefully get it out to you guys pretty soon. So thanks again for watching. See you on the next one.